Welcome back to the Jungle Rock Island Rally. We're here for the second stage now. 2.3 kilometers coming up, all on bumpy gravel roads. The stage starts off with a higher speed section through some mud patches, which will prove challenging for the car's suspension. Then we get into a more technical section, a few hairpins, once again, that might catch out some of our competitors, much like what happened in the first stage, before the stage opens up a bit more towards the end. Let's not waste any more time and get straight into the action. First up was Dara in the Chevron Renes. With nothing to lose after misjudging a hairpin that led to them falling down the cliff on the first stage, Dara was full out attack on the second stage in an attempt to get the stage win. The risk was paying off as the first two-thirds of the stage were quick and clean, but would be another hairpin that would catch them out, misjudging their braking, running wide once again. Luckily this time would not end in a fall down the cliff, and after a pull back onto the stage, Dar would get round to the finish in 2 minutes and 29 seconds. Next up was Car Kid 98 in the Cactus Corleen TE74. Having made it no more than half a kilometre in the first stage, Car Kid's pace would be an unknown coming into the second stage. The Cactus Corleen would struggle with the bumps on this gravel stage, the car being thrown around in the opening stretch of the stage, and would later cause more significant issues. After a bump into a tree, Car Kid would roll near the end of the stage. They would be able to continue, but would have to deal with some damage in the final few corners, finishing in 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Next up was Adabo in the Extram XLT Limited. The slowest finisher in stage 1 after picking up suspension damage, Adabo would be taking it very safe to avoid a repeat here in the second stage, hoping to pick up positions from those that fall into strife. The safe approach would struggle for pace, a wide moment at the final corner not helping, as Adabo, despite Car Kid's rule, would finish behind them in 2 minutes and 21 seconds. Then it was Iris's turn in the slow Rotini 13 rally. Seemingly content with finishing the first stage in 8th place, Iris's aggressive driving would take a back seat for this stage to ensure she would once again see the end of the stage. Running deep into a hairpin, Iris would be the first of a few drivers having to use reverse to back out of some trees. Luckily, damage would seem minimal and they would be able to carry on to the finish in 2 minutes and 10 seconds. E would be next to run in the Mad Elena. After finishing 5th in the first stage, despite having to reverse out of some trees, E would be hoping to capitalise on their apparent pace. Taking a safer approach for the second stage would not stop them from running deep into a hairpin. The car getting unsettled over the bumps would lead them to be the second driver having to reverse out of the trees. The combination of the mistake yet a safe approach would leave A to take 8th place at the end, finishing in 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Then it was Clumsy's turn in the Ford Mockingjay. A good run in the first stage had Clumsy in 4th place, coming into the second stage. Clumsy would be another among others to take a safe approach through the second stage, taking extra caution through the bumpy patches of mud towards the start of the stage. With no mistakes, Clumsy would finish in 2 minutes and 5 seconds, only good enough for 7th place this time. Placing in the top 3 after the first stage, Ice Pyro and the Draculina BV SRO would continue to push through the second stage. Getting a bit out of shape at the first hairpin would see them nearly bump a cliff face, and later on they would not be so lucky as catching some trees would lead them into a spin. A bad bounce over the final junction would cost Ice Pyro some more time towards the end of the stage, finishing in 2 minutes and 3 seconds, only good enough for 6th place. Lynx in the second Draculina BV SRO would be the third and final of our non-finishers in the first stage after falling down a bank. The run would be mostly clean and mistake-free, barring a couple of wide moments through the hairpins. Fortunately, the time loss was minimal, finishing in 2 minutes and 2 seconds, good enough for a top 5 stage time. Then it was the turn of Rallygator in the Sprinter Rally. After finishing 7th in the opening stage, Rallygator would once again be pushing despite the near misses. The approach would lead to a couple more near misses in the second stage, brushing up against some trees, being very lucky to avoid significant damage. The aggression paying off this time, as Rallygator would be the first of our drivers to finish in sub 2 minutes, with a 1 minute and 59 second run. Good enough for 4th place. With a safe run through the first stage earning them 6th place, Orange in the second Mad Elena would be pushing a bit more through the second stage. This would be apparent as a couple of wide moments saw the car bouncing over some vicious bumps and nearly running into some trees at a hairpin again, this time though escaping without having to use reverse. This approach would pay off as Orange would get into the top 3 with a 1 minute and 58 second run. After taking 2nd in the first stage, Phoba in the second the Slow Rotini 13 Rally would be pushing to try and break Orange Ghost's streak of stage wins. What was a clean and mistake-free run would end at the final junction, as much like Ice Pyro, the car would take an awkward bounce towards the trees. Despite the late mistake, Phoba would go quickest so far with a 1 minute 57 second run, but would it cost them the stage win? Last on the road again after taking the first stage win by 2.7 seconds, Orange Ghost in the second Ford Mockingjay would be pushing to keep their flawless streak of stage wins going while trying to take back-to-back rally wins from Utah to here in Jungle Rock Island. After getting a bit unsettled in the middle portion of the stage, Orange Ghost would back it off a little bit, but it would take nothing away from an otherwise very tidy stage, finishing in 1 minute and 56 seconds to take not only the stage, but the rally win as well. Only 7/10 of a second would separate the top two at the end of the second stage here, with Orange slipping up into the top three, just 2/10 ahead of Rallygator in fourth. Lynx would be a further 3 seconds back at 5.8 seconds behind Orange Ghost, with Ice Pyro 7 seconds back in sixth. Clumsy not too far behind as well in 8th position. As we look further back now, a 13.3 seconds off the stage lead, and Iris a further 7/10 back in P9. Kurgate then in P10, 17.4 seconds back. Adabo in 11th, 25.3, with Dara the unfortunate off at the hairpin, leaving them behind by 32.9 seconds. Now, looking at the full rally result, of course, Orange Ghost with the 2-stage wins will take the overall win, 3.4 in the end, ahead of Phoba in second place. Ice Pyro would hold on to third place, 12.9 behind at the end, and Orange jumping up 2 places up to fourth after that podium in the second stage, 16.6 seconds off the lead. Clumsy dropping down to 5th, 19.1 seconds back, just holding on ahead of Rallygator, who did still gain a spot up to P6, 20.2 seconds off. They displaced E for that position, E finishing 24.4 seconds off. Now looking to the lower end of the results, we have Iris in 8th place, finishing 49.6 seconds off the lead. Adabo then in 9th, 1 minute 34.2 off the lead, before we get to our bottom three that didn't finish the opening stage. Lynx with the fastest time in the second stage of them, 5 minutes 30.2 off the lead. Kirk 98 we take 11th, ahead of Dara in 12th place. That's going to do it for the highlights for the Jungle Rock Island Rally. Thank you everyone very much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Check out the playlist for onboard videos and comparisons. And we'll be back very shortly with the next rally. Until then, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.